There we go. We have them all just little dots on them. Now we're going to be using the motion blur. So we want to offset selection this so it doesn't just drag it everywhere. We don't want that. Just a mistake I made when I made that tutorial, and sorry for that. So I'll go to blur, motion blur, angle 0, length. A 15 for this size looks good. And see, since I'm alpha deselectioning it, it doesn't drag it over like it did in that tutorial, and that's why that tutorial failed. And you can just repeat that if you like, however you want. There we go. Now we have the beginnings for a good background. Now I still don't like that orange in there, so I'm just going to create a new layer. Fill it with this, probably darker yellow. Dark yellow. It's orange. Okay, it's all apparently orange because it's not that solid layer. So we're just going to go with orange. E89905. I don't feel like copying new and stuff, so. Oh, that looks pretty good anyway. Unless it doesn't come out well. Just fill it with that color, set it to screen, lower the opacity to about 67.6. That looks pretty good. And now if you want, you can move these bottom blue layers, just adjust them. I didn't realize that I'm probably not going to use them. So you can actually delete that Gaussian blurred one. And there we go, we have the background done except for the text, and I'm going to add some clouds. So for the text, it's a very simple effect that doesn't really look good. Let's see if I have that. I actually made this background on our family computer, and they have XP, so they have a font, which I'm not sure I have. It's a Porky font, which I don't see, so I'll just have to improvise and go with VAG rounded BT. I love BTs. I just like them. Now set it to a dark red. No, it's too unreddish. Here we go. B70707. Take your text tool. Now I'm just gonna be typing the GimpWiz because it's 3 words. You can go your last name, family. That's what I did for our computer. But 3 words works well with this. So the. That's under all those layers, which is why it's like that. Okay, so the. Let's go with Wiz. Actually, no. You know what? Just go with Jagged Graphics. New website, in case you didn't watch the last video. It should be out the end of this weekend. Beginning of May-ish. Never get the time. I've been very busy. Tests and school. And nothing fun. Well, of course, fun, but you get the picture. Okay. Now for 2 words, you can use the same font. For 3, I suggest not. I suggest doing the first word, probably where this jagged is, with a different, kind of like a fun font. The last word, same font. And the middle word, kind of a more serious font, right in the kind of the middle of it. Okay, so just place this text wherever you want. Right there looks pretty good. Okay, so now we're going to add a gloss to it. So you don't want to merge those down? Of course not. Actually, we could give it a gradient if we wanted, just to enhance the gloss a bit. So just like that red, and I'm probably going way over 10 minutes. Oh well. I'll just make this into 2 parts. Lock the alpha channel, scroll, drag down, so the lighter is on the top. Same for the other text layer. Top to bottom, not top to wherever you feel like it. Just go top to bottom. Okay. Now for the selection, go with the square select tool, intersect. You can also go circle if you like. I just find squares more, I don't know, just more organized, I guess. So white foreground, right to transparent. Scroll up. Opacity down. So that's pretty good right there. Now I don't really like this gloss effect with this, so I'm going to actually do something else with it. And just do this same gloss on the same layer so you don't have to do all that transparency stuff. Now let's just do it right there. I did before. Okay, now I don't really like that for this, what it is, so I'm just gonna blur it with Gaussian blur, and by not much, just kind of to take away from the hardness of it. 15 max, pretty much. And even then, that was too strong. So this is just your own better judgment. You can actually just put a full-on gloss effect if you like. I just don't really want to for this. So once you have, if you Gaussian blur it, just alpha selection the oops, don't remove the text, alpha selection, alpha channel. Invert. Actually, don't do that. Merge the two text layers down. Select invert. Delete. Just delete any straggling white pixels. Don't want those. Now, alpha selection the text layer. Go select grow by 2 pixels is okay. Now this will add just a border. New layer, yes. There we go. Text effect. Pretty simple. Looks decent-ish. It's not too bad. Yeah, I could have done worse, and I'm actually going to right now. Just duplicate that border layer and just redo the Gaussian blur. And there we go. We have the text. Now I'm just gonna add some clouds. So we want this right above the background. The yellow background. So just take your circle select tool, make one circle, decently sized. Now switch to add, and then just keep making circles. Make it look like a cloud, not like mine, because mine don't look like clouds. Okay, foreground to a light gray, background to a dark gray. Gradient tool, foreground to background on linear. A new layer, stroke down, so the light's on the top and even that's too dark. Okay, so I'm using B5, 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 and AO, AO, AO. Actually, not AO, AO, AO. There. B3, 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 and DO, DO, DO. There. That looks pretty good. Looks cloud-like. And now just make a bunch of these. Give it kind of a similar border as we did with the text, just alpha selection, new layer, black foreground, fill bucket tool, select, grow to, fill it in. Voila! You have a background. Now, this is where this comes into play. Move your layer all the way up to the top that you print screened, or you can just print screen again. Take your square select tool on normal and just set it to the height of your taskbar. This should be extremely accurate because you just took a picture of your screen. Okay, now create a new layer, fill it with, I guess you could just do black. For this, I just like the black drop shadows. Actually, you can go select grow by 2, just so we can get a little more of a blur. And now just repeat Gaussian blur. A few more times. A few more times. Want it very faint. There we go. We have our desktop background. Now, it's very simple. It doesn't really look that good, but it's actually my first desktop background. And I don't think it's too bad for the first. And trust me, you won't see this black part. It'll be behind the taskbar. It's just to give it, let's see if I did it on this one. Yeah, it gives it a shadow. I had to make that one big because there was white there, and it's just a big mess. And I've been too lazy to change it. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you liked it, please comment, rate, subscribe, or check out some of my other videos. I'm not too good at GIMP, but I mean, you can learn a few things from what I do. So this is the GIMP Wiz tutorial. I will see you next time.